Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the KeithAndrewNetWork. It is the one and only KeithAndrewNetWork. It's been officially 8 years. Now I can actually say 8 years and a half going forward. But as of right now, in this point of time, it's my 8-year anniversary. I'm here with 12 wonderful people who took the time to be a guest on my talk show. Now, instead of hearing what I have to say over and over and over, you're going to hear directly from our guests. It's going to be a Q&A. You're going to ask me anything they want. It's uncensored. Freedom of speech, self-expression. It's going to be uncensored. And so it is freedom of speech, self-expression. You can say anything you want. 30 minutes of everything and everything. And starting off, I'm going to start off with the women of the group. And whoever wants to start first, ladies first.
I'll go, Keith.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I've also learned not to put it up to free will. You have to pick people or else there'll be a lot of stargazing and belly button gazing. I'm Ann Richardson. I'm a professional audiobook narrator, and I've been on Keith's show for years. It's been wonderful. I think the thing I like the most about your network, Keith, is that you're very organized. You're more organized than a lot of adults I know that I've had the pleasure of working with. And you always are so good at following up and sending reminders. And you're very polite with your guests, at least you were with me. And I also love your ambition and your motivation and your determination. You've stuck with this sucker for 8 years. My gosh, that's amazing. And you have wonderful guests. I'm looking around at all these luminaries, and you know how to pick them and you know how to treat them well. So I am very grateful for being included in your entourage.
Oh, I really appreciate that very much. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. So my name is Paisley Blackburn. I'm an independent film actress. I know I've done a lot of interviews with you, Keith. I don't know how many. I know my bird made an appearance on one. He was flying around and flapping his wings. But you know what I really like about you is that you give those of us in the independent, film world, an interview, and you ask really fun questions, and you let us ask you questions back. And it doesn't even really feel like an interview. It kind of feels like you're sitting, chilling in the, the living room with some coffee from Starbucks with a good friend. So I'm really proud of you, though. I mean, 8 years. I guess one of the questions I have is what's next? How do you want to evolve the show from here? That's just food for thought. But yeah, I love being a guest on your show, and as you can see, a lot of people do because you treat us really good.
No, it's all about respect, and I like giving people opportunities.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, perfect.
Perfect. Okay, so first and foremost, happy birthday. How exciting. You have almost made it to a decade. With that being said, what I like most about your show is the cause. What a wonderful, wonderful cause. I find you to be an inspiration. Unfortunately, those with disabilities, sometimes they let their disabilities hold them back. And you are a perfect example that with hard work and perseverance, and you can be a success just like yourself. So I just love that. And I love that about you.
Oh, absolutely. Now, we do have a couple of women left on our panel. So after they're done, we're going to go over to the guys, and then I'm going to change the format of the show. So actually, I want to hear from our new guest, and we're doing an interview later. She does the voice of Pam. That's you just changing the N to the M. But my friend Pan, I would love to hear from you. I know we've been talking off the air.
Yes, we have been talking. So I'm Elise Bowman, and you're right. I do the voice of Pan on Dragon Ball GT. I'm a voice actress. I'm an on-camera actress, a TV host, a voiceover coach. And it has been such a pleasure to get to know you, Keith, just here recently. And I have the pleasure actually later today to do my first interview with you. So I'm super excited about that. But unbeknownst to you, I've been following you you for a while. So what I do know about you and what I love about you is that, and somebody said this earlier, you're such an inspiration. I love your message. I love what you are doing to inspire people with learning disabilities, but not just that, to inspire everybody, because all of us have certain challenges that we have to overcome. And so I think you're sending that message that no matter what your challenge is, you can fight to overcome it and do great things. And so thank you for being an inspiration. And I can't wait to talk to you further later when we do our interview.
Well, absolutely.
And it's fun to be part of this huge gang for your celebration.
I really appreciate that. Well, I can always tell you after everyone has their turn. I don't want to hear myself speak, though. I want to hear from you beautiful people first. So I think there's 2 women left, Natalie and I'm bad with name, Batausa. So Batausa, we'll start with you first.
Okay. Well, hi, my name is Natasha. And I just had my first interview with Keith actually an hour ago. I just met Keith. And I just gotta say that you were amazing. I don't know if there's any other word to describe what you're doing and the way you approached me to interview me. It was like a wow moment for me. So I really want to thank you for that. And there's just the entire interview and just the way we talked. It was just so, I feel like I can be myself with you. Like there was no filters. I just said what was on my mind and you completely understood me. And I think this is what I love about you. Like there was no judgment. There was no nothing on your end. And I think it's just wonderful. And what you're doing and hanging in there for so long, but it's not I'm saying hanging in there because it is a tough business. We all know that, but having that perseverance and persistence, I think this is what makes it. This is what cherishable, what all of us should value, just because a lot of people give it up. They don't succeed on the first run. And after a couple of years, they're like, okay, I'm done with it. Not even years, like months, probably. And you're in it for like 8 years now. And I think stronger than ever. And thank you so much. So
Oh, absolutely. I really appreciate that. And one thing I do want to say, actually, we're going to save that one. I had a great idea, but I don't want to take up much people's time. I know there's a big group here. And the next one, I think it's Natalie. Natalie, it's your turn to give us your piece.
Hi, I'm Natalie. I'm an actress of all sorts. What I really like about Keith Andrew Network is that he uses his platform to give other people an opportunity, except for just himself. I don't know. That's really what I love about it. It's also an opportunity to just to have freedom and talk about whatever you want to.
No, absolutely. I think that all the girls in this room have a chance to give their piece.
Keith, can I cut in line right before the gentleman real fast?
Sure.
I don't think that my microphone was working when I introduced myself. So hello, my name is Andrea Hume. I own and operate an extras casting company in Atlanta, Georgia. And it's called Set Life Casting, formerly known as Marinella Hume Casting. So pleasure to meet everyone. And thank you for having me, Keith, again.
No, absolutely. Don't worry. I will copy and paste and put it all together.
You do a good job.
I appreciate that. Now I'm going to go ahead.
I don't think I introduced myself either. I think I just, or did I? I don't think I did, right? Oh my God. Well, I'm a stand-up comedian. Well, comedy is my forte. Let's put it that way. But yeah, so yeah, that's it. Actress comedian, basically. Yeah. Nice to meet you all. Okay.
So I'm going to start off with one of my favorite interviews. I really wish he was here. I didn't mean to antagonize him last night, but I talked to him earlier. Pan, I don't know if you got a hold of him, Chuck. He was supposed to be here. I wanted to both for
I
you.
am, I am here. I am
Oh, you
here.
are?
What do you mean? I've been here all the time.
I apologize. I was getting upset.
I was like, who are you? You talking about me? I am here.
I was getting upset. I was like, I had so much fun talking to him. I want to build a friendship with all you. And I really hit it off his talk. Like, this sucks. I want him here. Especially, I have two things I have. And Chuck, we're going to start off with you.
All right.
It's, we talked about Dragon Ball and wrestling. I'm like, yes, I'm going to have Raven from representing ECW, and I'm going to have Chuck here and Pan.
We're driving into a rainstorm, and I'm having a hard time hearing anything. So I just want to say before I lose you, because we're going to lose reception probably, because it's a terrible storm. You can see out the window.
Yeah, drive safe.
Yeah, but I wanted to make sure I made your show, and there was no way I could make it unless I did it from the car. I got someone else driving, so I'm not driving. So otherwise, that'd be terrifying. But what I love about your show is the fact that you show what somebody who is learning disability or learning challenge can still be a productive member of society. They still have hopes, dreams, and aspirations like anybody else. And there's no difference between us, you, me, anybody else. And I love the fact that you represent that you are someone who aspires to much more than anybody would ever think that you would be able qualified for. And the fact that you succeed at it is just mind-boggling. And I think you're an amazing guy. And that's why I always come back and do these with you. And I just want to say thanks for having me again. But I don't want to stay too long, because I know you got other people you want to talk to. But I just want to say that, and I'm going to probably hang up now because this is going on and I'm just babbling. But I just wanted to say that I really enjoy your show, and I enjoy being on it, and I'm ready for the next time. Hopefully next time I won't have something come up, an emergency, and have to do it from my car. But thank you for having me, and happy 8th anniversary, man.
No, I appreciate it. You keep in touch. I will definitely talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
You bet.
Now I'm unmuted. Yeah, my first impression of you, Keith, was the email you sent me when we connected, and you sent your background for me to put up on Zoom, and I was like, dang, this guy knows what's going on. He's doing this like super pro. And I had no idea. I didn't know anything about your platform. I didn't know anything about what your focus was or anything. I get requests, and I take them, and I say, yeah, I'll do an interview. And then I got on your show, and I started to, you were talking about neurodivergency and people with different challenges and whatnot. And I'm certainly one of those guys, but you're crushing it. You crushed the interview so hard. It was like, boom, boom, boom. I wish they should take interview courses from you, because it was smooth as butter the whole time. What do you think is your favorite part about interviewing people? Oh, and by the way, I'm Chuck Huber. I'm the voice of Android 17. I've been an actor for 32 years now in TV, film, mostly known for anime, though. So what's your favorite part about interviewing people? For me, I can always answer it briefly, but we can go back afterwards. It's go out. Now I'm doing it. See, for me, it's I wanted to become famous. I do. It sounds like an oxymoron, but when I turned 21, I always say this. People are like, you only turn 21 once in a life, and you should do something special. I'm like, well, I don't drink. Well, I'm not an alcoholic. I drink at special occasions. But I'm like, if I have to die, I have my friends. So you guys are my friends. I don't actually have any real friends. But I have my family. I have my health. If I have to die, I would like to have a couple famous friends. And I was told, fuck off. You're a lowlife. You're a parasite. We don't deal with people like you. I'm like, okay. How can I get it, but in a different way? Well, I have a disability. Might as well use my disability instead of a weakness and using it as a crutch, use it as a strength. And for 8 years, day in, day out, this is what I want to do.
until the day I'm 6 feet under. And I got to meet amazing people like you guys. I met a lot of people who I kind of list. I was like, who are you? Who moved to rock? Who I didn't really appreciate at the time. Well, I appreciated them at the time, but then found out they were assholes. But we can get to that later. But I hope that answers your question. I will.
Yeah, absolutely. One last thing, like just the courage to say, can you guys all come on here and talk about what you like about me? That's high level thinking. That is a core a belief in yourself that I don't even know if I have that. I don't know if I could do this. It's good skills, man. Good skills.
Oh, I appreciate it. I can definitely touch on that when it's my turn again. But I want every single person here to have an opportunity. And so I guess the next one will be the Canadian Goose.
Honk, honk, honk. How's it going, brother?
Pretty good. Yourself?
I am doing okay. I'm doing especially a little better now that Raven is gone. No offense to him. I'm a huge fan. Obviously, I am the Canadian Goose, a wrestler named after a bird. So, of course, Raven being a world famous wrestler named after a bird. As soon as I logged on here and, was surprised that he was also on here, I was like, oh, geez. Okay, cool. Like my heart started beating and I was like, oh no, and now you're making me follow him. So, but anyway, no, I really appreciate the fact that you reached out to me and asked me to come on your show. I 100% I am happy to do any kind of media appearance, and especially because I say, Raven's a huge star. He's been in the WWE. He's been on WWE WrestleManias and stuff like that. And I have not. I wrestle in front of I think the largest audience I've wrestled in front of is maybe 500 people. Right. So it's kind of a big deal to me. I also one of the things that is a focus of your show is that folks with disabilities and learning disabilities and whatnot. I myself have Asperger's syndrome. So there is a lot of, I was doubted a lot when I was sort of, joining up in wrestling and stuff. A lot of people didn't think that I had it in me. Same sort of thing that you were describing. I mean, people weren't outright calling me a parasite or any saying any of that horrible things to me. Nor would I allow them to. You shouldn't let them talk to you that way either. But
to teach them some wrestling moves.
Well, yeah, I don't care who you are or what your disability or your functional awareness in the world is. You don't deserve to be disrespected. That's horrible. I'm very happy that you asked me to come here and be a part of this with all your really famous friends, Keith. This is pretty awesome. So hopefully Raven will watch this back and be like, oh, there's another bird named bird wrestler out there, the Canadian Goose. Maybe me and him could team up or something. You might be hooking me up with some cool opportunities here, Keith. I really appreciate it.
No, absolutely. And I think we have Joshua and we have Paul and
Jeff.
So we have 3 people I want them to hear from them. We have 9 minutes left. I don't pay for Zoom, so it's 9 minutes. So I want to hear from you guys.
Hi, Keith. Like a couple of others, Keith and I are pretty much new acquaintances. I think I had my interview with him 2 weeks ago, Keith. What drew me to you was first of all, I'm a video producer and a writer in the Denver area. I produce mostly marketing and training videos. But what really drew me to Keith was his message. Like many of you have stated, you have disabilities of your own. I have some disabilities of my own, and I've struggled with them when I was younger. And I've kind of come to the realization that they're not really disabilities. It's just we're different. We have our own ways about us, and sometimes they can be more challenging than they are for other people. Anyway, I loved Keith's message about turning it into a strength and still doing something with your life. You're still a human being. And like the Canadian Goose said, you deserve to be treated like a human being. And I love the message that Keith is presenting to the world, and that he's inviting all of us on to help share in that and to help share that message. So keep going, Keith. What I want to know is where do you plan on taking this? What do you have other plans to grow this and continue to present this message? And what other ways do you intend to present this message?
Well, we're growing my network. Telling you guys real fast. I do want to hear from Paul and my other guests. But everyone can subscribe to the Keith Andrew Network. Or what can you expect from the Keith Andrew Network? We have my Skype interviews, a TV interview. I'm hoping to get more if the damn pandemic didn't happen. I would love for each of you to be one of my brand ambassadors. I'm always looking. So I do have a couple already. So you can get to hear from them. You get to see season 1 from 2013. You get to see all the video quality from 13 up to now. If you're into professional wrestling, we have WWE, WCW, ECW, Impact, All Elite Wrestling. We have the best of Raven. We have the best of Chris Harris. Soon to have best of Pan and Android 17, or that's in the works. If you're into Dumbo, Jumble Book, the Human Pyramid Challenge, with some circus acts, I know you guys are like, what's he talking about? That sounds weird. It's not anything. It's not
You're
porno.
into local Canadian wrestling.
It's not porno or anything. It's a lot of fun. It's Disney, but it's my fan-made parody. We have, kid actors. We have CEOs, comedians, professional singers. There's so much anyone can expect. But Paul, I'm going to pass it over to you. And what was your first impression?
Hello, and thank you for inviting me, and congratulations on your 8 years. I met Keith also earlier this year when he invited me to be a guest on his show through one of the social medias. I forget which one now. But one of the things I enjoy, I'm an actor in stage and screen. And one of the things I like about the business is meeting new people and making new connections. And I like how Keith is somebody who is actively facilitating that. And so, I found her to be very personable and engaging interviewer. And so I enjoyed my time on the network, and I'm thankful that I'm part of the group.
Oh, absolutely. Joshua, what about you?
I want to say, just like a lot of the providing the platform because so I'm Joshua Lynch. I'm a stand-up comedian, but I also have MS, or multiple sclerosis, and also some other learning disabilities I had as a kid. So it's a lot to provide that network, because that's what I'm trying to do with my stand-up, is the exact same thing. I'm writing a book to be able to show that we don't have to go with society. Oh, you're disabled. Oh, you're special. That's what I've heard so much. And it's that special. Like, they don't mean it as a compliment. So we don't need to show that. We need to show that we actually are special because of the disability. Like, it makes us better. And look at the network you've provided for yourself. I wish my podcast could go 8 years. I'm so happy I got to 10 episodes. So it's like, that's some work. And my last one is, your vetting process to get us on is perfect. And that's something I'm learning of it, because I'm not good at vetting and finding the right people, because look at the people you have found. So keep it up. Go 16 years, 8 more.
No, absolutely. For me, the one fun thing I would recommend is LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. But I really don't use Twitter that much. I used to, but LinkedIn, the more recommendations you have, the better. And you can, if you have a website like Pan does, I think you do. Actually, yeah, you do. The more recommendations you have, the more interviews you have, and more it makes you look established. And then that makes you look good. And the more video recommendations you have from your guests, But my biggest hurdle that I'm still working on is connecting with the audience. Raven said in our interview, but I will repeat it. It's not the journey. No, it's not the destination that matters. It's the journey that matters. And also, he also said to me that I missed the boom for the whole podcast. And it's a big podcast, it weren't big, and all of a sudden, thanks to the pandemic, we're all home, and now we're need something to keep occupied. But the biggest thing that I'm struggling with is connecting with the audience. So I have thousands of videos, but it's connecting with them saying, do you like this? Do you like that? So, hey, I'm here to collaborate with everyone. But the reason I didn't want to tell my stories, I say it in every single episode, I'll be honest. And to be honest, I'm kind of sick of it. Bless you. And see, it's true because I repeat it over and over. My parents are sick of hearing it. It's like, oh, we're going to have dinner. He's going to talk about something else. But once you're passionate about it, this is what you want to do. And I didn't want this episode to be me rehashing, 8 years. But one thing I will do is I probably will pay for Zoom, so we have a lot longer. So next year probably be an hour instead of a half hour. Some of my favorite interviews I ever did. I'm looking forward to one was the beautiful Pan, Android 17 Chuck. Each of you I did an episode with. It's absolutely hands down one of my favorites. Can't wait to do once again. One thing I do want to point out right now, so I don't have to do this later. Next year, actually my calendar resetted. If everyone could look at their calendar for next year, June 10th will be on a Friday, and I would love for you to be part of my 9-year anniversary. So that's 1 year from now, but it's a Friday. Some of my favorite interviews, as I mentioned, not to pick any favorites, but, like I said, Kerrigan Mayhem, I have no idea how he's doing. I would love to catch up with him. For you guys who may or may not know who Kerrigan is, Kerrigan Mayhem does the voice of Goldar from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That was cool. one of my favorites. I interviewed Wendy Pablo, the brother of the Macho Man Randy Savage years. It was a real honor and privilege to have everyone here. I'm not to sound like an asshole or anything, kind of disappointed because when I made the list, it was actually like 32 people, and we got 12 or 14. But you know what? The ones who showed up says a lot about each and every one of you. For that, I love you. And I just want to say thank you. And for wrapping up our talk show segment, make sure to like and subscribe to the Keith Andrew Network, available on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and all social medias. With that being said, I will catch you later.
Yes, definitely follow him. It was so great to be here. I'm sorry that you got kicked off and we lost our guest, but follow Keith and subscribe, like, do all of the things because he is amazing. See you later.